guess I can put it in. Okay. Alright, Lords of the Fallen. Luckily, I put it on my external, so I should just have to just copy it back over. Queued for copy. Copy. It's still gonna take a minute, but it shouldn't take as long as actually downloading the game.
Password, Viper. Let's take care of that right now.
I might have to do the tutorial and stuff too, so you might have to wait for me.
That's fine. Okay. Cool.
No. Oh. Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
I was trying to bring somebody's thing up on Facebook and I almost did a fucking call on them.
Oops.
We're good though.
Welcome back, bestie. Okay, let's do this. Okay.
Oh boy.
Boys, forgive me.
Alright, it's up. No, it's not. Why was it saying that it was up? Oh, it has an update now. Of course it does. Well, get the fucking update. Still gotta wait. I don't know why it said it was ready and when it's not.
Right. Well, goddamn, what an opening. Holy shit. Okay.
Oh, is the Golden Knights game still going on? Cool. I think it's either still going or we won. Because it says 4-2.
Cool.
Yeah, they've been doing pretty good lately.
And we're up against a really tough team, so. What kind of fucking outfit is that? Jesus Christ. Okay. I gotta go for it. I'm a sucker for mage classes. I really am. So I'm gonna pick the pirate cultist, but they said the Orient preacher is also really good in the game. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go for pirate cultist. Okay.
Found the many horrors of Mornstead. Today, we're helping start and get you purchase the deluxe edition of the game. Before we dive into that, though, a little context. Lords of the Fallen is a Souls game, that's true, but as we push past the 40 and 50 hour mark, we've come to the realization that it's the most action-forward Souls game we've ever played. There are many scenarios where you'll be fighting around a half dozen or more enemies, and that's a pretty sharp contrast to the experience in a FromSoft game. Lords of the Fallen is unique in that sense, and that means taking a slightly different approach to your starting class. It's important to note that your starting class doesn't limit you in any way, shape, or form. If you pick a melee class, then decide you want to lean into magic, you can do that, but your starting class does establish your foundational stats and equipment, and that does matter right out of the gate. Our goal here is to guide you in the right direction so you can make a decision. But if you have any questions at the end of this video, be sure to leave us a comment down below, or better yet, join us on Discord and we'll be able to answer any questions you might have about the game. To kick things off, let's talk about the Hallowed Knight. This is your true blank slate when it comes to a Souls game, and a great class for anyone that's really unsure of which direction they want to go further on in the game. The reason for this is the relatively flat stat distribution. You can see the biggest emphasis is on endurance, strength, and vitality, which allows you to start with higher health and stamina attributes, while also excelling at melee combat. That being said, it's very easy to push this class any which way with just a few skill points, which is really what makes the Hallowed Knight so flexible. The class starts with the Hallowed Knight Sword, which scales with strength and agility, as well as the Hallowed Knight Shield, which provides solid block protection against most types of damage. For any range scenarios, you can also use the Grenade, and I want to point this out early so you all understand. Your slotted ranged items aren't consumable. In this instance, Grenade is the category, and while you do need to make sure you have ammunition, you'll never lose your ability to throw a grenade. That was a big change for us at the start, but honestly, one of the smartest ways we've seen ranged combat handled in a game like this. On the defensive side of things, the Hallowed Knight comes with a full set of medium and heavy gear. The chest and helm are classified as medium armor, while the arms and legs are classified as heavy. This gives you the maximum amount of protection while still keeping the class within medium encumbrance, which allows for a normal dodge roll. Finally, the class starts with a Brio Stone pair, which is an additional healing consumable outside of your Sanguinariums. Unlike ranged items, these are consumed upon use. While a little melee focused to start, the Hollow Knight is the perfect class for anyone that's looking for a well-balanced approach to the game. The stored board makes dealing with tougher enemies early on relatively painless, and the flat stat allocation makes it easy to move any direction after just investing a few points. While not a standout in any one area, it's enough of a blank canvas that you can adapt to fit any playstyle. If you want to stand toe-to-toe against the evils that consume Mornstead, consider choosing the Udaranger Warwolf, a melee-focused class. Right out of the gate, the Warwolf starts with 16 strength, which makes it the strongest melee starting class in the game. It also has decent stats in endurance, agility, and vitality, which positions it perfectly for a melee-focused build. The class starts with the Udaranger Warwolf Sword, a longsword that scales entirely off of strength. As you might expect, the weapon deals more damage than the Hollow Knight Sword, but it comes with the trade-off of speed. Big beefy sword, longer swing time. That shouldn't be news to anyone. With all classes, you can change stances depending on the weapon you have equipped. In this case, you can two-hand the longsword or wield it in one hand, opening up your other hand for an additional weapon or shield. There's a little flexibility here, straight. The Warwolf also starts with the Bloody Hatchet, a throwable weapon. Again, this is not a one-and-done consumable. You just need to have enough ammo to throw it. The weapon's damage scales off strength and agility, and also has the added bonus of inflicting a little bleed damage on enemies. Unlike the Hollow Knight, the Udaranger Warwolf is much more offensively focused, with less of an emphasis on defense. Of the 4-piece armor set the class starts with, 3 of the items are classified as lightweight, while just one item, the legs, are classified as medium weight. The gear provides okay defensive benefits, but know that you're not nearly as beefy as someone wearing a full set of medium or heavy armor. Finally, the class comes with 2 charges of minor fire salts, which can be used to add fire damage to your weapon, a decent temporary solution for dealing with some of the more challenging enemies in the early part of the game. Unfortunately, you'll burn through those rather quickly as they are consumable. If you plan on going full tilt melee warrior, this is your best option hands down. The additional early game strength points makes for a great foundation as you scoop up additional weapons, and believe me, you will find a ton. Don't sleep on that throwing weapon either. You can choose to lean into bleed damage if you want, and I think the Warwolf is perfectly suited to build that direction. Take the Hollow Knight, add in a crossbow, and you've got yourself the Partisan, another well-balanced class. You can see there's a slight advantage in strength, but overall the core physical and defensive stats are almost all the same. Because of the slight variation in stats, you can lean more into a ranged build, but ultimately the Partisan is just as flexible as the Hollow Knight, you just have the added value of starting with a ranged weapon. The Partisan shield is slightly less effective than the Hollow Knight shield across the board, but it's lighter, which could play a factor in your early game gearing. The real standout, though, is the Partisan crossbow, which is a strength-scaling weapon that gives you infinitely more range flexibility than the Hollow Knight early on. You'll have ribbed bolts to pair with the weapon, which deal physical damage. Now, on the defensive front, I'd say the Hollow Knight has the advantage, and although both Partisan and Hollow Knight end up with almost the same encumbrance distribution, it's the additional endurance the Hollow Knight brings to the table that gives it the slight edge here, allowing the class to equip slightly heavier gear. That being said, you've got all the defensive tools you need on the Partisan, you just need to know you've got a little less in terms of protection. The Partisan also has one instance of a consumable Unripe Berries, which increases stamina regeneration for a period of time, perfect for when you want to swing around that flail with reckless abandon. Now hopefully you can see the slight changes that make the Partisan a standout starting class. The real difference is the crossbow, which gives the player more flexibility in the early game, and let me tell you, there are a number of casters that you'll need to deal with early on in your adventures, and having that crossbow will be incredibly valuable. Like every class, you can push the Partisan any which way you want, and because of its relatively flat stat allocation, it ends up being one of the most valuable starting classes in the entire game. Our first agility-focused class, the Mornstead Infantry. Infantry is honestly one of the more unique starting choices in the game. Equipped with the Mornstead Infantry Spear, a strength and agility scaling weapon, you've got a lot of melee poke right out of the gate. If you're a more cautious player that prefers to keep enemies slightly further back when you engage, consider this your class. You've also got some slight protection with the Mornstead Infantry Shield, which is lighter on the defensive front than both the Hollow Knight and Partisan shields, but still offers decent block protection across the board. In addition, axe, but as you'll soon find out, you're much less tanky than some of the other melee classes we've discussed, so keep that in mind as we move. Continuing with our agility theme is the Exiled Stalker, a class that excels at agility-based melee combat. Again, this is considered
The
an
rogue.
advanced class for a number of reasons, primarily because it's one of the true glass cannon options in the game. The class leans hard, you'll be in a great position to lean hard into agility. Build the first magic focus class. Moving into the first magic focus class, the Orient Preacher is my personal starting choice because it offers melee potential, defensive capabilities, and radiant magic. The class starts with a whopping 18 points in radius, which makes it the best class if you plan on going into that school of magic. Not saying other classes can't also spec into radiance, but the Orient Preacher has the best foundation. Behind that, you've got pretty average stats in everything else, with just a couple extra points in strength and vitality, giving you a little more sustainability in combat. The starting weapon, the Orient Preacher Hammer, can be used both one-handed or two-handed, and scales with strength and radius, and that C- rating really does make the difference early on. It's a great weapon and sets the Orient Preacher up nicely to be in melee range, if you so choose. The class also has access to the Orient Preacher Shield, which is a light variant that offers some protection. It's not quite as good as the Hollow Knight or Partisan shields, but it'll get the job done in a pinch. The class's unique offering, the Orient Preacher Catalyst, is what allows the player to cast radiant spells. It scales off of radiance, so the more points you have, the more damage or healing those spells will do. Much like a ranged weapon, you start with 3 slots for radiant spells, but this does increase as you find and upgrade different catalysts. Out of the gate, the class has access to Radiant Flare, which is essentially a holy bolt that deals good damage and only costs 16 mana, allowing you to cast it many times before running out of your magic resource. I am still using this spell close to 50 hours into the game, if that's any indication of its power and longevity. On the defensive side of things, you're just a step up from tissue paper, and I think that's something to be aware of. While you have a mace and a shield, you're far from
I love that.
warrior, and no matter how much you think the light will protect you, nothing hurts worse than a sword or axe to the face. The class can be quickly geared up for more defensive protections, but to start out, you're rocking 4 pieces of light armor, and you feel that. Finally, the class has access to a few small mana stone clusters, a consumable you can use to restore mana mid-combat. Truthfully, I love this class, and I find that Radiant Magic is some of the strongest early game. The Orient Preacher has a lot of flexibility in melee range, and the Radiant Flare spell is easily one of the best in terms of impact as you start out in your Lords of the Fallen playthrough. If you're even remotely considering a Radiant-based champion, I would consider giving the Orient Preacher a hard look. From Holy Warrior to Demonic Follower, the Pirate Cultist is another magic user in Lords of the Fallen. Again, you'll notice 18 points dedicated to the fire stat Inferno, and that sets this class up nicely as a damage-focused spellslinger on the more destructive side of the spectrum. Unlike the Orient Preacher, the Cultist starts with a polearm, the Pirate Cultist Staff, which scales off strength in Inferno. From the start, the class is designed as a caster, but you can pretty easily lean into a more physical Inferno build if
This is what
so
you
choose.
chose, right?
But that's
The
not how the
Pirate
class starts out.
Cultist.
The Cultist doesn't have an offhand, which gives you less defensive options, but as you might expect with someone who worships the demon god, you have a lot more offensive capabilities. The Pirate Cultist Catalyst is how you're able to channel infernal magic, and with its C- Inferno scaling, the more points you dump into that stat, the stronger your attacks become. Your starting spell, Infernal Orb, allows you to hurl an orb of fire at enemies, and while that is great, I do want to warn you that numerous enemies in the starting zone are resistant to fire, which makes them much less effective. On the defensive side, the Pirate Cultist is equipped with a full set of light armor that does a decent job defending against physical and fire damage. Keep in mind that many of the early game enemies employ radiant attacks though, which makes the Orient Preacher slightly better equipped to handle those threats. To round things out, the Pirate Cultist also gets a handful of small mana stone clusters, a consumable used to restore mana on demand. Early game, the Pirate Cultist is on the back foot, mainly because its kit is better suited for late game content, but Rogar, or Fire Magic, is incredibly strong once you get through the early game. If you can push through that initial spike in difficulty, you can build out any number of really cool Inferno builds, whether that be melee, range, spellcaster, or a combination of the three. The final class you'll have access to is the Condemned, and this is truly for you masochists out there who want to go into Lords of the Fallen with almost no advantages. It's the only class that starts at level 1 with all 6 stats flat with just 9 points. I said the Hallowed Knight was the blank slate. No, this is the blank slate, and you can truly take it any direction that you want. Your starting weapon, the Broken Bucket, scales off strength and agility, but it's got an E rating in both, the worst in the game, which means you're doing almost no damage at the As I mentioned before, the Dark Crusader class will be available right from the character creator for anyone that orders the deluxe edition of the game. The class combines some elements of the Hollow Knight, Voodoo Ranger, Werewolf, and Orien Preacher, making it a really interesting offering. For starters, it comes with a massive two-handed sword called Paladin Isaac's Sword, which scales off strength and agility. Out of the gate, the Dark Crusader also has access to Radiant Burst Parchment, which is a throwable item that deals holy damage. Essentially, you throw holy scriptures out there, which deal damage to enemies, while also healing your allies. This doesn't scale with any stat, however, so keep that in mind. On the defensive side of things, this is a straight-up heavy encumbrance class, offering the best defensive stats, but also elevating the player into that weak tier, which impacts your stamina consumption and dodge roll capabilities. What I can tell you is that if you don't pre-order, you will eventually be able to unlock the Dark Crusader just by playing the game. We'll have more information on that around launch time. Needless to say, you don't need to pre-order, buy the deluxe edition to access that class, and as I've already said earlier in the video, you can manipulate the gear and stats of any class to work.
What class do I want to go into now? That is the question.
That is the question. Hell yeah. Saintly Quintessence. Okay. The fuck are you? A wooden cross. Wait. What the hell are you supposed to do with this? It's a weapon. Wait, what? How the hell is that a weapon? In this game. Okay. We're on. Stairs. Okay. Allows you to change the color of your armor. Well, that's neat. Not that I need it right now. God damn. Jeez. Alright. Okay, but how do you get out of the Umbra then? Okay. But how do you get out of the realm? What the fuck, game? God damn it. Interesting. Okay. Hello, who's here? Yes, excellent. Open the door for me. Piece of shit. Okay. Oh! Okay. That's what those are for. Got it. Okay. So in the game, you use what's called the Umbral Realm, and to get out of it, there's certain checkpoints that you have to squash in order to get out of it. That is... oh boy. Or they give you a kick attack, that's fun. Try to boot someone off the cliff. Abandoned red corpse. Okay. Hello?
Hello, sorry.
No, it's just... oh, okay, this is a bonfire? It is a bonfire, okay. Bonfires are vestiges in this.
Okay, let's see.
I can only afford one. Son of a bitch. Okay. This is where previous lamp bearers fell. Once activated, these serve as points of revival. Should you die in the Umbra. Activated message can be warped between to use but beckon other lamp bearers. Okay, which I cannot do yet. Yeah, the video was right. This is definitely a more action-packed game. You could definitely go in swinging and not have to be afraid of it. Oh, what are you? Oh, no. Hello? Ow. Sir, you can calm down, sir. Sir. Owie. Okay. Was that the first boss? Seriously? Okay. Expecting something a little bit harder, but I mean, I won't bitch. Ah, yes, stairs. A man's best friend. Okay. Go back down. I came up this way, apparently. Dummy me. Wasn't paying attention where I came from.
Okay. I think I can probably join you, because it says I can, according to my game. I guess I killed the first boss already. It says I can do multiplayer. On my game, I'm a Dark Crusader.
Nice. What is with this bitch? Ow. Oh. Did you beat the boss prior, or did you start from the tutorial?
Yeah, because it says the last time I played this game was 2024.
Ah, okay.
So I think I did like all of the tutorial and the boss, and then I made it to this first vestige. And then I stopped.
Got it. Okay. So then, let me get up here.
I spell gripe. Like you have a gripe with something.
Gripe.
Thank you. For some reason, I kept wanting to spell it like grape.
Okay, multiplayer. Let's help you, so I guess just
Yeah,
I guess
one
you have to
second,
invite.
I'll get that set up.
Okay.
Let's see how we do this. What is Echoes of Battle and Crucibles? Relive battles against previously defeated bosses. crucibles.
I wonder what that's
Embark
for.
on a series of battles against defeated bosses without perishing. Interesting.
Boss rush.
Got it. Multiplayer. So I'm hosting then.
Yeah.
Host session. Session password. Lowercase VIPR. Full guest. What do they mean by full guest privilege? Oh, share. You could do either shared progression or non-shared progression.
Shared progression sounds good.
Oh, dude. Okay. Non-shared. Yeah, so we want to do that. So we want to do shared progression. So that way, I guess, when we both kill the same boss, then it counts for both of our worlds.
Guess so, which makes sense.
Who did I just join? I just joined somebody's. Is that you? That's you.
Yeah.
Tell me whose world I joined? Didn't even tell me
Oh
whose
yeah,
world
I
I
did.
joined.
Wait, click R3. You'll see it pop up.
Okay, yeah, there you are.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, whose fucking world did I join? I'm pretty sure it was you because it was the same password, but fuck. You.
Close to noon, bestie. I'm gonna say close to noon. I'll let you know tomorrow. Okay. This is a very interesting game. I'd say interesting out of the context of like it is Souls-like, but it does feel different. So
Wait, hold on. What is this? Umbral parasites can symbiotically merge with other creatures, protecting them or granting enhanced power. Use the umbral lamp to find and destroy them. Blood lamp. Raised lamp. R1.
So when you see it, I just defeated my creature. So when you see a creature with a blue life bar, it's being guarded by a parasite. You got to use the lamp and siphon the creature away before you can touch it.
Interesting. I wonder if both of us have to do it, or if like only one of us can.
I think only one of us really need to do it, which...
Sometimes your path in Axum is blocked and you will need to rift to the Umbral Realm. Let the lamp. L2, hold square. Oh, hello. I got teleported. Ooh, item. Do you get this item too? Briostone Trio.
I've gotten an item. Yeah, I've gotten that item.
Well, I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, okay, so the pickups are separate then. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
I guess that makes sense. Like if we pick up a weapon, like I get the weapon, you get the weapon.
Okay. Forgot to go into the Umbral Realm. So hold the lamp up and press square. Or hold square.
I'm trying to do.
Now they were saying the longer we stay in the Umbral Realm, the harder it may become for us, so... Yay.
I always wondered if there were others. You're probably thinking that lamp's just a tool to be used as you see fit. Take it lightly, and you'll find it's the other way around.
Okay, buddy. Whatever you say. The vestige of Hannah. Okay. Oh no.
I don't know who, but since it seemed making you a bigger threat to the Rogos, I've defied them. If you know any...
You'll do the same. Yeah, the mechanics with the lantern are still a little wonky.
Minor holy salts. Okay. There's a fire ward over here. Behind the trees.
It's an enemy over here. I thought there was an enemy. I used an item by mistake. How do you get rid of the fucking blue fog shit? Like around your lantern. Like I don't want it on anymore.
Oh, we're in the realm. We have to find we should be in the realm anyway.
You just have to be in the realm until
You
out
find.
of certain...
Yeah, there's like these little check.
this.
Yeah, right there. There you go. Emerge from the umbral.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Minor fire salts. What do these salts do? Let's see.
Fire salt, it puts fire on your weapon.
And then holy salt puts holy on the weapon. What does fire ward do? Increases defense against fire. How novel. God, I'm an asshole. Okay. Oh my god. I could do two-handed attacks. Ooh, fancy. Okay. Let's see.
Found a chest.
Ooh. Ow.
Kidding. Seriously?
Oh, there you are. No, fuck you. Die.
Trying to use a thing and it wouldn't let me. Some of the mechanics are kind of... I don't like them. I'm not, like, used to them yet.
Yeah. Ooh.
There's an item up there.
There was an item up there.
That works.
What was in the treasure chest, by the way?
Something called like hollowed something. Oh, it's a melee weapon. Hollowed contamination +1. It's a short sword.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they gave me that too. Alright, cool. Let's see, what else do I have? I have a pointed stick. Okay. Why does it give me a bonus for fire? What the hell? Alright. Let's see. What is this? Pilgrim skirt. Yeah. Alright. Anything up here? No? Okay. Holy shit. Oh shit.
Dude. Oh, he died. Oh, I'm dead.